Hello, Doctor Who here. MZFT. MZFT. A lost art in sniping. All of them are dead and buried and forgotten about, lost in time. Yet I'm still here. Hey, how you doing, Doctor Who? Formerly known as the Handyman. Once upon a time in the misfit world of Uncharted, where it all began, as my origins are completely linked to Uncharted. If you haven't known by now, by revisiting Uncharted nostalgia so far this year. But it all started not on Uncharted 4, even though Uncharted 4 is where it started for the Doctor and everything that you've seen on this series, that exists on this series, and the path and the story of the Doctor as my version of an adaptation of Doctor Who with a history and lore. It all started on Uncharted 4, but the journey, the origin, the seeds all started on Uncharted 3. Once upon a time, so long ago, in 2013, as one fateful day where I'm playing with I'm Frickin' White in Co-op Arena, here comes a kid, Zach. Just a crazy meeting. Fated us together. And for me to join a clan known as Misfit, to get conned out of the clan by one of my former mentors, Assassin. Just to go back to Misfit and earn my place again, but throughout my history in Misfit, I learned a lot of things from Slickster, as I was the rightful heir to the Misfit throne and legacy, handpicked by Slickster himself after a few failed proteges. I was his Robin to his Batman, as he called me. This guy chose me, saw something in me that nobody else saw. Hell, I didn't even see in myself. As throughout the duration of 2013, he taught me everything. How to run a clan, how to be successful with a clan, how to be a good player, how to be a good sniper. But I saw the greedy in him. I saw the villain in him as the cracks started to show through time, cheating and rigging the clan battle system by ending the application when we're losing to pretend like you're still on a streak, like it's The Undertaker at WrestleMania. I saw the evil in him, which was brought out by Assassin, who they were in a huge war with. I'm going to be honest, I learned a lot from Slickster. In the end, he wasn't going to give me what was rightfully mine, the Misfit throne. He was going to give it to somebody else who was a better player, and can't really blame him for that. But it was mine, and I was never going to get it. But I saw the cracks, and I had to protect my burn kids and all the people that looked up to me. So we left to start a better life, and he was never going to give me what was mine. And to be honest, I played stupid. He thought I wasn't listening every time I cracked jokes. He thought I wasn't learning anything, but secretly I was. Absorbing it like a sponge. I could snipe good. I just didn't show him. I could be a successful clan leader and be mature and not throw jokes every 2 seconds. I kept it hidden. And I watched and I waited. And he turned his back on me after I was loyal. But it wasn't all bad. It was bad in the end like that. Misfit was home. It was the first clan I ever was in. I loved it. I was loyal. It was everything early on. A lot of great memories. It's my origins. But your heroes will always let you down in the end. So, Slickster and Assassin were both corrupted in that war with each other, and they used me as a pawn in their war for control over me to teach me everything and win the war and build the future. They ended up both losing that war. And here I am with everything I've ever done, while they all faded away and don't exist. Kind of fitting, isn't it? But Assassin will be talked about in another video. The Misfit. Slickster was corrupted. He was corrupted. And to be honest, between him and Assassin, they both made me what I am. The villain that you see, every evilish intention I've ever done, I can't help it, because early on, my innocence was taken away from me, which should have been a casual experience to enjoy the game and have fun was taken from me. Early on, I was taught to be competitive, to step over people to get ahead, to leave people in the dust and destroy my enemies, rivals, and anybody in your way, to get the job done, to shift yourself forward and be successful. Burn bridges if necessary. Piss all over them and leave them in ruin. Everything that you see that I am. And the innocence that I should have had of just playing and having fun was all taken away from me early on by Slickster and eventually Assassin too. But so I left Misfit for a better life, and in the end I turned out just like him anyway, which I could never escape, and to this day I can't escape. It's a curse, as the curse of the Misfits is a real thing. As when you leave Misfit, you lose everything. But with me is not, I don't lose everything, as I just lose everything and stay standing strong and watching everybody else disappear while I'm still here. That's how the curse affects me. But Misfit, that's the origin. If it wasn't for Misfit, I wouldn't have done what I did. All the clans that were successful learned it partially from him and Assassin. As good as I am as a sniper, because of him and Assassin. And when I started my journey, I was shit. Turned out I was a good player, like him, because I learned it from him and Assassin. Uncharted 4 and the creation of Doctor Who was to prove that I was just as good as them, if not better. And they weren't even around to even stand in my way or interfere, because they all at that point did not exist. They're lost in time. Misfit sniping is a lost art that I still carry on my back. All my clan teachings, the way I do things, the knowledge that I have is all Misfit techniques. And Misfit will probably die with me. But if it wasn't for Misfit, I wouldn't have done what I've done. I wouldn't have been successful with clans that I was, and I wouldn't have been the sniper that I was. And I owe a lot to Misfit, and I don't regret it. I miss Misfit. It was special. It's the origins. And in this episode, we are going to take a look at the only remaining archival footage of Misfit in existence. And I'm going to cast it. And we're going to talk while we play it. So get ready. As Misfit may be dead for over a decade, but there's still archival footage here. And we're finally going to bring it home to Doctor Who so it lines up in canon and it's acknowledged. So get ready. As this is a clan battle, TS, True Skill, Sora, who is a pro Uncharted 3 player at that time. Doesn't exist now, lost in time, unfortunately. As there's not many matches featuring Misfit on archive on YouTube. There used to be 3 others, but I couldn't find them. But it's when Misfit was trying to cheat the clan battle system and they ended the app, which was an occurring thing. Because, fortunately, Slickster was trying to keep the streak going. Because they were 50-0 in clan battles. He's trying to keep it going, even though he was losing. Like it's the Undertaker at WrestleMania. Which was starting to show the cracks. So there's only losses on here from Misfit, and it's from the perspectives of the other clans. Fortunately, Misfit wasn't tech savvy putting stuff on YouTube. But, you know, this is the only archive that's actually available. So this is a clan battle. This was around the time where I was leaving, as it's Slickster, Naruto, and Revolutions versus Sora and his clan. This is a plunder match. Of course, Misfit loses this. Got a lot of views, though. That's a lot of exposure for Misfit, even though it wasn't making them look good. But, hey, as I don't think they were sniping this match, as it's plunder. Then again, you're not gonna win a sniping battle on plunder, especially against True Skill. But hey, as we're watching it from Sora's perspective, which is actually a treat because he was a real good player on Uncharted. Unfortunately, Misfit loses, but True Skill was a better team. As Zach was actually Slickster, I should say, was a fanboy of True Skill. As when he played it, when we was on our team one day, he was making a big deal about him too, which didn't really last too long, as they got into a clan battle, got shredded, and Zach was complaining in these comments, which all these accounts are inactive now. So basically all this is lost in time. As Naruto gets destroyed, As Slickster takes out two people, like I said, he was my mentor. He was that good. He could go toe-to-toe with them. However, TS is still a better team. Because it was a famous team. Misfit was a famous sniping clan, but just not the level of TS. I'm sure Zach would disagree and make up some excuse, but hey, it was the cracks showing at that point. Jesus Christ. Uncharted 3 has not aged well. It's iconic, but doesn't age well as Slickster takes out Soulscream and Sora takes out everybody and they dunk the idol. Miss Plunder. Plunder was a great mode on Uncharted 3. It was kind of shit on Uncharted 4, though. Sora just shreds Naruto. Naruto is a good player, too. It's a shame. Funny fact, me and Naruto didn't like each other at first, but once I earned respect and everything, he opened up to me. Even though I can't trust him, he was just as dirty as Slickster. Like I said, Misfit was a dirty clan. I mean, I'm no saint myself, but still. At that time, I was green, though. I wasn't as dirty as them. I'm about the same level of dirtiness as them. Maybe even worse at this point. Who knows? If I am more dirty, it means I did my job very well. They just shred through Misfit again, dunk another idol. As TS is mopping the floor with Misfit, unfortunately. As Naruto shreds Sora. My goodness. Hey, Hightail's out of there. Oh my goodness. Throws back the grenade. Remember, Uncharted 3, you could throw back the grenades. I hated that you couldn't do that in Uncharted 3. Is going for a Dirk of Dirks and get Slickster. That's the first time I could ever say that is Sora, a Dirk of Dirks Slickster. My goodness. Ad Malakba, praise Allah. There goes my mentor. Shredded again. It's funny. You know why? Because I'm still here. I'm trying not to be cocky, but I can't help it. Because they undermined me a lot. And once I did the Uncharted 4 run, I was better than all of them. I had more rampants than all of them. They would have been like, oh, Uncharted 3's better. Uncharted 3's better. Uncharted 3 was better, but you have to move on with your lives. Living in the past is what killed you. Living in the past, you got to move forward. You got to adapt. You got to evolve. That's the one thing he didn't teach me that I realized myself. Smart tactic. It was a doctor thing. But hey, I proved I was better. I had more rampants than them. They're all dead. Lost in time. Not that I'm knocking them. I'm trying not to. I'm not trying to be cocky or arrogant or stick it to Misfit. I love Misfit. It's my origins, man. It's just, they were just cracks in the end. It just was like a downward spiral. Maybe I could have stayed and helped it, but to be honest, I was trying to do the right thing at the time. Leave with my burn kids, and I had to protect them and give them a better life. Basically, a more safe life. I ended up being just like my mentor. Same thing happened to Misfit, happened to Burn. Same downfall, same scenario. Like, I couldn't escape from it. But at the time, I was trying to do the right thing, and that's what kind of mattered. But eventually, I embraced that it's just what they made me between him and Assassin. Just gotta accept it. There is no redemption arc for who and what I am. If there was, it would have happened. If it was, it would have been Mike or something redeeming me, or Shockwave redeeming me, or Gunner redeeming me. Like, I honestly think the only few people that could redeem me at this point is probably Mike. Maybe, yeah, Mike, Shockwave, Gunner, and Candy Freaks is another one. He could probably definitely redeem me, but just never gonna happen. Just gotta accept who we are and what we were and who we are and what we're always meant to be. Created in Slickster and Assassin's image. The true hybrid of both styles and everything that each one of them were. I'm a hybrid. And then I'm my own person on top of that through history. It's a very scary and dangerous thing. The fact that I don't need a clan or a team anymore to do something is wild. As like I said, TS mopping the floor with Misfit. As you could tell, the cracks were happening, and it was the demise of Misfit at this point. Because this was in November, which was the month that I left. Ugh. Do I regret leaving Misfit? Partially do, but knowing what I did, I don't regret it. What I regret is not giving Burn the better life it should have been, being to them what I should have been to them, and not going down the path of my mentor. But it's so long ago that it's too late now, so it doesn't really matter. So, as TS wins, Misfit, Zach went negative, Naruto went super negative, and Revolutions went so negative I've never seen him go that negative before. Holy fuck. And when it comes to Misfit, the funny thing about Misfit is he used to drill it in our heads that he used to drill it in our heads that you go negative, it's bad. Like they used to boost stats, right? Like, as cheap as it was, like they did some cheap tactics, all right? Like boosting stats, and I'll admit I did it myself. On I used to do it on King of the Hill on Uncharted 4. I'd boost stats. If I was gonna lose a game, I'd end the app so the stats wouldn't count on your record on the stat tracker. Because that's what they did. They ended the app. So for example, if they get 10 kills but they get 5 deaths, that's 5 deaths. You're only going positive by 5, but that's 5 deaths. That's a lot of deaths. But if you can go 10 and 2, that's a better KD. So it's like, you get over 5 deaths, end the app. Those 5 deaths don't count. You got to boost your stats, so your kills to your death ratio and your KD. So you try to get over the thousands to deaths to make yourself look good. That's called boosting, is you end the app so it doesn't count. It was a thing. I don't think it's like that anymore. I don't think you get away with that anymore. I think stuff is so high-tech now that shit locks in no matter what. But back then, you get away with it. But it's called boosting. It's like boosting the stats of your KD to make your account look good when you look in the leaderboards. As Misfit encouraged it like crazy. It's a boosting. It's a shortcut. Is what I give Doctor of Peace shit for, right? I never engaged in it. But on Uncharted 3 or Uncharted 4, just my wins to losses for King of the Hill. It's the only time I ever boosted. But they used to boost a lot, so they used to drill it in your head. Going negative is bad. You know, going even is bad. Like if you're 5 kills, 5 deaths, that's bad. You're even. If you're positive by 1, 6 kills, 5 deaths, that's bad. Drill it in your head. It was very pressuring. There was a lot of pressure. He would drill the pressuring shit on you. So for them to go negative like they just did this match, oof. It's rough. I'm going to go to the other match now. Another clan battle. Match number 2. As clan battles used to be 2 out of 3, right? It's you did a trilogy of matches, right? It's whoever wins best 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5 or whatever. That's how they were back then. Old school. Not anymore. Now people make up 40 different fucking things. Like I said, I'm old school when it comes to clan battles and teachings and all that. Like I'm old school. Like I'm keeping the old school mentality and systems alive. Everything's evolved and adapted over the years. I mean, I adapt with it. I'm not saying I don't adapt with it, but a lot of my teachings I still implement. I shift it forward while keeping it alive, because that's the best you could do. You can't completely stay in the past. Otherwise, you'll disappear and fade away like Misfit over here. But, you know, as Misfit, as Naruto, like, just gets shotgunned. Shotgun Shane would approve of that one. Slickster sniping, though. He got a headshot, though. That's how good Zach was. Like I said, Misfit sniping. Like I said, they're losing. But Zach just got a headshot on a pro player. Like, that's the Misfit sniping art. It's that good. Like, maybe unexperienced against a pro team like TS, but, like, just dominant in the sniping. That's the thing, is like the sniping was legendary, but it's kind of like a weakness was like just everything else, right? Kinda, which is why he was trying to auto-correct that towards the end, which was working. But the Misfit sniping is legendary, which is why I'm showing you this, because in these you're gonna see some legendary snipings. Like, he really pulled it off. It was that good. Like, all these stories that I've said to people over the years, like, I'm not making it up. Like, this is proof right now. It's real. I mean, like, Misfit did exist. Like, you know, everything I've ever said, like, I don't make shit up. Like, I was taught a long time ago, you make shit up, your story ain't worth a damn. Like, I learned that when Zach was starting to cheat the clan system. I said, I'm never going to make up lies when it comes to me. It's either I did it, and I'm going to brag about it, or I didn't do it. I'm not going to make shit up to feel sorry about myself like a lot of people I know. But, like, everything I've ever said, there's facts behind it. You know? I don't make up stats. I don't make up stories. Misfit ain't this ancient story that doesn't exist. Like, I'm right here, right now. There's proof. It might not be the best proof in the world, because back then, YouTube gaming wasn't a thing. Not many people made videos when it came to gaming in 2013. It didn't really pop off to 2015, 2016. So, I mean, this does exist. It's just not archived. Wish it was, just so you could see how good it was. But there's some stuff here. Like, this is just a clan battle. I'm just showing it. I'm going to show some montages after these matches. So you will see how good the sniping was. And if you've seen me snipe, you already know how good it was. But just to see the others in play, because at one time, at least in the Uncharted 3 era, I was considered the worst sniper in Misfit history, because I was the weakest one, because I was the most green, you know. That's why I had the most to prove to tell my story that I am today, as I had so much to prove out of all these great snipers. You just saw Revolution just take out a guy with the sniper on the feed. Like, I had so much to prove because I had to live up to all of them. And I did that. And I needed to do, that was the origin of my story, and that's where I had to start the story of the Doctor, is because that whole story of proving that it mattered to what I wanted to create for my version of the Doctor, and if I didn't prove all that, I wouldn't have been able to do it. As TS is literally, I mean, it's a close game. Misfits not losing by much. Well, now they're getting ahead, but it's just TS was good, man. Like, they were in sync. As they're negative, my God. Zach's not that much negative, though. Zach's fighting for his life, and that's not a knock to him. It's like Misfit was having some cracks in the system, was falling apart. He had a lot to prove, because that's everything he built. I think he finally considered the fact that he was losing clan battles, because obviously he's losing this clan battle. So he was already accepting the fact that the clan battle streak was over, so he had a lot to prove in this match. And my goodness. And this episode is very personal because it's my history, my origin, a story I've never really been open to tell in the past unless you really knew me. Not going into depth and detail and really showing archival footage and everything. Like, I feel like it's necessary. Who I was, where I've been, who I am now, where I'm going. This story needs to get told. This episode needs to get made. As my mentor just got destroyed by Sora with a pistol. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. Holy shit. Mopping the floor with my mentor. One of my mentors. I have two of them. But hey. It's crazy. Looking back on this, none of this matters. This was so many years ago. This is over a decade ago. Like, you gotta realize, this was 13 years ago almost. Like, Mike was fucking 12. Mike's like 25 and he still acts like he's 12, but that's a different story. I remember that gun being on there too. That's crazy. I remember this map. Shotgun. Boom. Like, just uttered fucked. The Slickster takes out Sora, my mentor. He's not playing around. Oh, man. I wonder how my story would have turned out if I never left Misfit. If I actually, like, showed him everything that I was listening to and didn't lead him on a certain way. And actually, maybe he would have gave me Misfit. Maybe things would have worked out differently. My whole origin would have changed. Everything that's ever happened that after the day I left Misfit would have never happened. Everybody I've ever met, ever known, everything on this YouTube series would have never happened. Rock wouldn't have happened. The Last of Us stuff wouldn't have happened. Just everything. Burn, like, would I go back? Probably not. I'd be stupid to see what would have happened. Probably I wouldn't have had success I would have. The Doctor of Peace definitely wouldn't have those videos being trashed all the time. But hey, I had to throw that in there. It's a Misfit episode. As we did do a Misfit 10-year anniversary a couple of years ago, which I shed some light in that one. Not much, but I don't even remember what I did in that episode. Or was it a special? Was it a special or an episode? I don't remember. This one's more in depth. This is probably the first and last time I'll ever go in depth on this subject. No need to. I just feel like it should be a part of the story on Archived. Because now Misfits losing by a lot. Like, it was a close game at one point, and then it just kind of went south for them. Sore cocky, but to be honest, Sore has a right to be cocky. He was good. Naruto got headshot sniped. Whew. Oh, Naruto. They did Naruto dirty like that. Imagine a misfit getting head sniped by somebody else. Like, I mean, these guys are as probably good sniping as a misfit, but still. As Misfit at one point only recruited good snipers. They either recruited good snipers or they trained people to be a good sniper. And originally, to get into Misfit, you had to 1v1 Slickster and beat him. And that's the only way you get in. Which is wild. I'm the only person that didn't have to go through that trial. It's because he really handpicked me to be what he wanted me to be, which is why I didn't have to go through with that, which is funny. But I definitely would have lost at that time. Maybe on Uncharted 4 I would have beat his ass, but definitely not Uncharted 3. And I will 100% admit that. As him and Naruto just had a crazy fight. Naruto probably talking shit on the mic, too. As I saw the mic thing going. And all the voices are in here. Like, I just have it muted. Because I'm just doing my own thing with it. Which is actually the format I like, to be honest. Especially talking about this. The match is almost over as it goes to 50. Ricochet's a grenade. How did you lose that fight, Naruto? Like, bruh. Damn. Slickster got meleeed. Tosses a grenade. Naruto gets fucked. Like I feel bad, but also I don't, because I left and carved my own path. But I just feel bad because this is my origins, bro. This is where I was created. These are the first people I ever associated with, ever interacted with at a high level, and taught me a lot of things that really helped me in my journey. And just to see them get ragdolled like that, I just feel bad. Like, it just hurts. But hey, Misfit's not around anymore, but Zach almost went even. But it's pretty bad for Misfit. But yeah. Gonna show some more clips. Gonna have to skim through this. It's only got like 20 minutes left of episode room, basically. Because honestly, only could put together an hour episode tops. This is a 1v1 between one of my mentors, Slickster, the Misfit mentor. And some guy, I guess, he feuded with, who uploaded it as they were warring against each other. I don't know. But what I do know is this is one of the only archival footages of my mentor 1v1ing somebody, and he probably loses because obviously he's not the perspective shown. But hey, as my mentor, not only was a good sniper, but he could fight. Doesn't look like it. I mean, this guy's probably good too. I mean, whatever their grudge was, I'm sure it was legendary, at least from a Misfit perspective. I just clearly don't remember If I remember this guy, I might have at the time. But to be honest, I don't even remember half of the shit that I went through and grudged with. Especially like the Last of Us people or certain Battlefront people. Like, I can't even remember my own stuff half the time. But, you know, so that's why I don't remember it. But my mentor, I don't know what he's doing. Flinching. Not looking good. I'm still showing it though. It's the only archival footage I really have of, as they're all watching. Damn. Oh my god, he got clocked. The good old hump emote. And that's it. Yeah, my mentor gave up. I don't really blame him. It was rough. I don't know the origin of this. It's Guerrero Kring. That's Revolution's Misfit member. This is his Misfit account. As you can see, just dominating with the sniping, as all Misfits were good snipers, as you'll see. As we're finally getting into archive of actually the Misfits sniping, as there you got another guy. Boom. Definitely this game has aged, and not in a good way, as it's so clunky compared to today's standards. That was a nice snipe. As only Misfits can really do. Boom! Quick scope! Boom! Man, they were good. It's how they all were, man. It's how I was on Uncharted 4, man. Just fucking brutal. A lost art in the gaming world. Just a damn lost art. At least we're ending it on a better note, because it seems like Misfit was getting slapped the entire episode. That's what it felt like. And they deserve better than that. It's just, I'm just showing all the archival footage there is, and there's probably only an hour's worth entirely on YouTube. Now it's all compiled in a Doctor Who episode. At least there's archival record of it on Doctor Who On Demand. You get cocky, asshole. You're a misfit. Boy. Man, Misfit was good. Just look at this. You can't tell me. I'm sorry for the low quality, but this is before HD, and also this is also me recording on my phone on the TV, which is sloppy. You know, budget cuts, unfortunately. And that's a fact. Like, I'm not even saying it. Like, that's a roast to myself. Like, I'm roasting myself every time I say that, for the record. And it is a budget cut. It 100% is. I'm not lying. I'll roast myself. I don't give a shit. As he's just dominating snipe after snipe. It's Misfit beautiful. It was that good, man. Boom! As it was a beauty to watch. Just look at it. And my goodness, 33-0. My goodness, all by sniping and dominating. Misfits were legendary, boy. There it is, Misfit, boy. And here we are again. This is Maximus Ozzy, a Misfit member, who's also in Burn. You know, even though I had a falling out with Misfit. You know, I already explained it. Ozzy was one of the people that still was chill, though. He always loved and respected me, and I always respected him. As this is him with a Connect 4, so let's watch it. It's a play.